Alicia Baker attacked Lana. She drugged Clark with red kryptonite. She pushed him into choices he never would have made on his own. That sounds like a villain. But Alicia also did something almost no one else in Clark Kent's life ever managed to do. And just when it seemed like Alicia might actually be changing, tragedy strikes. So what was Alicia Baker? A villain? A victim? Or the future Clark almost had? Let's break down one of the most complicated relationships in Smallville. One of the first people to accept the truth. Alicia Baker enters Smallville in Season 3 as an impulsive character. Not strategic or calculated like you'd expect with a typical villain. She feels lonely but also intense. Her teleportation abilities make her unpredictable, but it's her emotional volatility that defines her introduction. From the beginning, her interest in Clark is anything but casual, rather immediate and consuming. When Clark first meets Alicia Baker, something unusual happens. Clark is forced to use his powers in front of her. Normally, that would be a disaster, but Alicia reacts differently. Instead of panicking, she teleports them away before anyone else can see. In that moment, Alicia learns Clark's secret and immediately protects it. That doesn't make her the first person to know the truth about Clark, but it does make her one of the first people outside his family circle to accept it so quickly and so completely. And for Clark, that matters. Most people would respond with fear, suspicion, or distance. Alicia responds with understanding. She knows what it means to live with powers that isolate you from everyone else. And for a brief moment, Clark doesn't feel like he has to explain himself at all. That instant acceptance is one of the reasons their connection feels so different from the start. But that connection comes with a dangerous side, because Alicia's emotions are intense. And when those emotions spiral, people get hurt. When Alicia becomes a threat. Alicia's jealousy soon focuses on Lana Lang. Instead of seeing Lana as a person, Alicia sees her as an obstacle. Her obsession escalates quickly, and when Alicia puts Lana in serious danger, Clark is forced to stop her. At that moment, Clark realizes something important. Alicia isn't just emotional, she's unstable. No matter how strong their connection feels, Clark cannot ignore the danger she represents. So, Alicia is sent away. And for Clark, the relationship seems over. But Alicia's story isn't finished yet. Alicia's return. When Alicia comes back in Season 4, the tone around her shifts. The volatility is quieter. The intensity is muted. She has been institutionalized, medicated, monitored. The world has labeled her unstable, and she carries that label visibly. This time, rather than chasing a fantasy, she is trying to prove she can function. She tries to reconnect with Clark and, for a moment, it looks like she may actually have changed. But then, Alicia makes the decision that permanently fractures Clark's trust. She uses red kryptonite on him. Red kryptonite removes Clark's restraint and amplifies reckless impulses. Alicia knows exactly what it does, and she uses it to push their relationship further than Clark would ever allow in his normal state. The issue isn't romance, it's agency. Alicia creates the conditions for life-altering decisions without Clark's real consent. And for Clark, that violation cuts deeper than anything else. Because Clark's entire life is built around control. Control over his strength, control over his identity, control over the people he protects. And Alicia takes that control away. The moment Alicia starts to change. Despite everything that happened, Alicia eventually does something that surprises Clark. She takes a bullet for him. In that moment, Alicia risks her life to protect Clark. And suddenly, the situation isn't as simple as it once seemed. Clark sees someone who might actually be trying to change. Someone who understands his secret. Someone who understands the isolation that comes with having powers. So Clark does something against everyone's judgment. He gives Alicia a second chance. And for a moment, it feels like their relationship might actually stabilize. But then everything falls apart. Soon after, mysterious attacks begin happening in Smallville, and Alicia becomes the obvious suspect. Given her past, the accusations seem believable. But Alicia insists she's innocent. She tells Clark someone is framing her, and this is where the tragedy really begins. because Clark doesn't believe her. After everything that's happened, Clark assumes the worst. That doubt breaks something between them. Hurt and desperate, Alicia makes one final emotional decision. She reveals Clark's powers to Chloe, not to destroy Clark's life, but because she feels abandoned and believes Clark has already turned against her. Then Clark discovers the truth. But by the time Clark realizes that it's already too late, the tragedy of Pariah. In the Season 4 episode Pariah, Alicia is murdered by Tim Westcott, a meteor freak vigilante who killed people based on his morals and values. The same fear that isolated Alicia ultimately kills her, and her death hits Clark differently than most losses. Because this time, Clark knows he was wrong. Alicia had actually been telling the truth. The moment Clark stopped believing her was the moment their relationship truly collapsed. And that realization leaves Clark with something heavier than grief: regret. So, what was Alicia Baker really? A villain who crossed dangerous lines? A victim of isolation and fear? Or the future Clark almost had? The truth is probably all three. Alicia hurt people. She violated Clark's trust. She made dangerous, selfish decisions. But she also understood him in a way almost no one else did. She knew the truth early. She accepted him without fear. And just when it looked like she might actually change, Clark stopped believing her. That's what makes Alicia's story so tragic. Not because their relationship was perfect, but because we'll never know what it could have become. So, what do you think? If Alicia had survived, do you think she could have truly changed and become Clark's strongest partner? Or was the relationship always destined to fall apart? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy deep character breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe, because there are a lot more Smallville relationships worth unpacking.